what I've learned, my role out here is not only am I meant to educate people on DeFi, I'm bringing, like, my content brings new people into DeFi. And it's part of my responsibility to educate them as I'm bringing them in. And then also the people who are already and thieves, it's like a dark alleyway, and you got to be like, oh, that guy is shady. Watch out for that guy. He's cool though. Watch out for that guy. Like, man, it's so important what we do. And like, yeah, there's like the SEC and the FTC and this and that, and the regulations are always changing with the IRS and taxes. Like, it's all super confusing. Everybody's making it up as they go, even the regulatory bodies. So I'm doing my best to be honest about what I'm doing and saying, hey, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I will adjust and do it differently, right? So it's like, but I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be afraid to come out here and try to educate, to try to make a living. I'm making a living doing this. I am not going to hide that. So it's like, there's so much opportunity here. We can't be afraid of it. We have to take everything head on. If there's a new regulation in our jurisdiction, all right, learn it, accept it, and adjust and keep going. Because it's going to be the people out here doing that are the active participants that are going to make the real change. Not the people who come out here anonymously, steal a bunch of money, and disappear, never to be seen again. It's going to be the people out here making mistakes as they go along, but they're going along. And in the long run, those people will be super successful because they'll have that network so ingrained in everything they do that everybody who follows them will also be exposed to the network of what I would say are the good actors. And then all the bad actors, it's like, wait, you don't know this project or that influencer or this, or you're not in that group? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk later, but you're not developed enough, or like you don't hang out with the good crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
You're hanging out with the scally and the people out here who are trying to get one over on people. Anyway, dude, you triggered me. I could go off all day. Because my job is literally, I spend 40 hours at least on each AMA. 20 of those hours is on vetting, due diligence, and research. And a lot of that is time I spend that goes to me discovering, they don't meet my qualifications for due diligence. After my due diligence, I put in 15 hours and this project, I don't want to work with them. Okay, 15 hours, boom, now I'm on to the next thing. Meanwhile, I didn't get paid for any of that, but that's just the price of trying to do things in the way that I think is showing best effort, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on anybody else's business models or whatever, but like I got such a big responsibility to not screw over my audience or my own reputation that I got to be really careful who I work with. And I know where you live. Like, Bevan, I know where you live. I looked up your home address, same with your business partners. It's so important to do all that stuff. So off topic. Sorry for getting way off on a tangent there.
No, 100% agreed with everything you said. It's just the way the space has got to go, and if it's going to go that way, it's not just a network of projects that are going to send it that way. It's people like you who are vetting them projects and a part of that network, but a part of that network by enabling other projects to be vetted by you to be able to access that network and become a network of projects. It's only going to be when others start doing their due diligence like you do that network can grow.
Yeah, and I agree. And you don't have to, like, not everybody has to, pay somebody for their work to do due diligence on them and this and that. Like, there are different strategies for everything. But what I try to do is like just kind of, show by example. This is my process, and I'm very upfront and clear and transparent about it because I want other people, users, participants in DeFi, to do the same thing for themselves, right? Like, go out of the way on your due diligence. If you're going to put money in this project, if you didn't do any due diligence, if you lose money because of some red flag you should have seen, that's the only person who's accountable is yourself at the end of the day. And if you're a mental health professional, then you are probably well aware accepting responsibility for some like dumb decision you made is really hard for some people, including myself. And I don't want to be like, oh, I screwed up, my bad. But like time and time again, I have to. And that's why I now do so much due diligence, especially before I let people and projects on my channel.
100%.
Oh,
Completely.
man. Yeah. Thanks for letting me rant, dude. I had to get that off my chest. I have to have that rant at least once a week on my channel. Part of my education about how things actually work out here. All right. Now, speaking of real life stuff, say I have a 12-month bond and 6 months into it, my car breaks down and I need $2,000 quick. I got to sell my bond somehow. I got to get some of that capital back. I know it's an emergency. I know there's an emergency fee. What is the emergency withdrawal fee?
So the fee's only 5%, only small, but you can sell on the secondary market also. And that's one reason we kept 50% building in the bond of the rewards, because if you go off what your example was earlier, you'd have 50% of your rewards building for 6 months. So then you could add that to the secondary. So if you got $1,000, that was the initial, plus the rewards that have added on, you could then get somebody else to buy that off you and get pretty close to what your initial was, because they're not only buying your initial bond, they're also buying the rewards that are stacked in that bond.
Okay. So in my example, if I were to say sell my $1,000 bond after that first month, I already took $6.25 out. That person could potentially get that $1,000 plus $6.25 that's left in there in our conservative example, that 50% that I did not claim yet. They could get that basically for free almost, just paying me the $1,000 I need for my capital back. I dodge the 5% emergency withdrawal fee. I get my full capital back. They get basically $6.25 for doing nothing other than, so they're already up 1.25% on their position instantly, taking that position. Okay, it's starting to make sense to me.